So welcome to video lecture on digital image processing. In today's class, we will try to understand what are some of the image transformation techniques we have. And one of the important image transformation technique is a wash transform. Wash transform is an orthogonal transform, which is often used in spectral methods for different applications in image processing. For example, we can use the wash transform in speech recognition, in biomedical engineering, and in biological image processing also we are using this wash transform. So here, similar to discrete Fourier transform DFT, we can define this wash transform. So in order to understand the two-dimensional wash transform definition, so we will first define a wash transform kernel for one-dimensional case. After that, we will simply extend the one-dimensional result to the two-dimensional case. Here I am considering the one-dimensional function f of x, and the length of the f of x I am assuming as a capital N. Now f of x, when we apply wash transform to this, we are assuming that the wash transform as a w of u. So w of u as a wash transform, one-dimensional wash transform. So therefore, the one-dimensional wash transform w of u can be defined as w of u equal to 1 by capital N summation x equal to 0 to n minus 1 f of x pi I equal to 0 to n minus 1 minus 1 whole power bi of x into bi of x into b suffix n minus 1 minus I of u, where this capital N equal to 2 power n. The term g of x comma u, which is equal to 1 by n, some pi I equal to 0 to n minus 1 minus 1 whole power bi of x into b suffix n minus 1 minus I of u is called forward kernel of a wash transform. If it is a forward kernel of a wash transform, the one-dimensional wash transform we can simplify by substituting g of x comma u in place of 1 by capital N pi I equal to 0 to n minus 1 minus 1 whole power bi of x into b n minus 1 minus I of u. Here, what is bi of x represent? The bi of x, b indicates bits. So this bi of x is nothing but ith bit of binary representation of x. So what is this ith bit of binary representation? We will try to understand it. So for example, I'm considering small n, that is the number of bits, equal to 4 and x equal to 8. Then the binary representation of x will be 1, 0, 0, 0. Because x we considered as 8 and the number of bits that are used to represent the x will be 4, we are assuming. So x will be 1, 0, 0, 0. Then bi of x can be denoted as b0 of x will be 0, b1 of x will be 0, b2 of x will be 0, and b3 of x will be 1. So b0 of 0 is the least significant bit, and b1 of 0 a bit after the least significant bit. The last one, that is b3 of x, which is 1, which is the most significant bit for the binary representation bi of x. So in this kernel, the bi of x represents the ith bit of binary representation of x. Come to the one-dimensional inverse wash transform. can be defined as f of x equal to summation u equal to 0 to n minus 1, w of u phi I equal to 0 to n minus 1 minus 1 whole power bi of x into bn minus 1 minus I of u. The term h of x comma u, similar to that of the term g of x comma u, here we have a h of x comma u, which is equal to pi I equal to 0 to n minus 1 minus 1 whole power bi of x into bn minus 1 minus I of u is called a reverse kernel of a 1D Wash transform. So Wash transform will have forward kernel, that is g of x comma u, and the reverse kernel h of x comma u. So if you observe the definition of a Wash transform for one-dimensional case, here f of x is the function, x Wash transform will be u. Similarly, we will consider y also. For y, the Wash transform will be v. So that is f of x comma y. The Wash transform will be w of u comma v. Now we will try to define what is the two-dimensional Wash transform kernel. So w of u comma v, this w of u comma v is for f of x comma y, two-dimensional case, which is equal to 1 by n, single n only, not a 1 by n into 1 by n. Okay, so 1 by n summation x equal to 0 to n minus 1, summation y equal to 0. Earlier we have x equal to 0 to n minus 1. Now we introduced y equal to 0 to n minus 1. Earlier we have in one dimensional case f of x. Now it is f of x comma y, and pi I equal to 0 to n minus 1 minus 1 whole power. Now observe here, we have a bi term related to x as well as a bi term related to y. That is bi of x b n minus 1 minus I of u plus bi of y into b n minus 1 minus I of v. Similar to that of the forward kernel as well as the reverse kernel in case of one-dimensional. In case of two-dimensional Wash transform also we have a forward kernel, and g of x comma y comma u comma v, which is equal to 1 by n, pi I equal to 0 to n minus 1 minus 1 whole power bi of x b n minus 1 minus I of u plus bi of y b n minus 1 minus I of v is called forward kernel of a two-dimensional Wash transform. The kernels of a Wash transforms are separable, similar to that of the two-dimensional discrete Fourier transform. The two-dimensional discrete Fourier transform, we have one of the properties, separable property of a two-dimensional discrete Fourier transform. Similarly, Wash transform is also satisfies the separability condition. So Wash transform is a separable and a symmetrical. So what is the separable condition? Here you can see the forward kernel g of x comma y comma u comma v can be written as g1 of x comma u into g2 of y comma v. Similarly, in case of reverse kernel, h1 of x comma u into h2 of y comma v. That means the Wash transform kernels, two-dimensional Wash transform kernels are separable and also symmetrical. And these are the single Wash transform kernel. So we divided, right? We separated g1 of x comma y in x direction, g2 of y comma v in y direction. So when we divided these two, we will get like this: h1 of x comma u, h2 of y comma v, which is equal to 1 by root n. Because in actual formula we have a 1 by n. We separated means that means 1 by n should be right. Should be written as a 1 by root n into 1 by root n, right? So 1 by root n I equal to 0 to n minus 1, and here we have minus 1 whole power. So we separated these power terms, bi of x b n minus 1 minus I of u, that is for one term, and for the second term we separated v term, that is y and v combination. X and u combination is one term and y and v combination is another term. So similarly, two-dimensional inverse Wash transform can also be defined f of x comma y equal to 1 by capital N summation u equal to 0 to n minus 1 summation v equal to 0 to n minus 1 W of u comma v pi I equal to 0 to n minus 1 minus 1 whole power bi of x into bn minus 1 minus I of u plus bi of y into bn minus 1 minus I of v. So here the reverse kernel, inverse kernel. So reverse kernel is h of x comma y comma v comma uh, v comma u comma v. Okay, u comma v, which is equal to 1 by n pi I equal to 1 to n minus 1 minus 1 whole power bi of x into bn minus 1 minus I of u plus bi of y into bn minus 1 minus I of v, and which is the inverse kernel of a wash transform, two-dimensional wash transform. Now we will try to know, because in our examination point of view, we are getting a question on the wash transform kernel, how to derive the wash transform kernel. So here is an example for the wash transform kernel W, and we will try to derive the wash transform kernel for of size 2 by 2. So 2 by 2 means that it has a kernel has a elements which are arranged in 2 rows and 2 columns. Okay, so if n equal to 2, then n equal to 2 means you can write 2 as a 2 power 1, that means capital N. Small n equal to 1, that means the number of bits that are used to represent each kernel value is only 1 bit. So with only 1 bit possibility, what are the combinations we have? In x direction we can represent 0 1, in u direction also we can represent 0 1, that means 0 0 0 1 1 0 1 1 are the combinations available with n equal to 1. That means single bit. Single bit means n equal to small n equal to 1 means to a single bit. Single bit may be either 0 or 1. That's why here on row we have a 0 and 1. On column also we have a 0 and 1. And this is the standard value of the matrix for this n equal to 2. Plus 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2, and last one is a minus 1 by 2. So here it is capital N equal to 2. That means every time we are getting 1 by n, 1 by capital N, 1 by capital N, 1 by capital N. So in wash transform kernel, the common value is 1 by 2, 1 by 2, 1 by 2, 1 by 2. Only we need to concentrate on the plus in the component 0 1 and 1 0 it has a plus, and 1 1 it has a minus. So we need to concentrate on the plus plus and minus. So if we are able to generate this plus minus, means we need to find out whether it is a plus or minus at a particular location. So because the value is common, 1 by 2, 1 by 2. So how we are getting this 1 by 2? That is 1 by n, because n is given as a 2. So if it is 4, we will get 1 by 4. Okay, 1 by 4, 1 by 4, 1 by 4, 1 by 4. But we need to identify whether it is a plus 1 by 4 or minus 1 by 4. We need to identify. But sign changes we need to identify. So we have a procedure to find the sign changes. With that procedure, you can find out. We will see how this above kernel is derived actually. Here we are getting 1 by 2, 1 by 2, 1 by 2. This is the forward kernel h of x comma u, one dimensional. 1 by n pi I equal to 0 to n minus 1 minus 1 whole power bi of x into b n minus 1 minus I of u. Now x contains only 2 bits, that is either 1 or 0. That means b naught of 0 is 0 and b naught of 1 will be 1. So these are only the values we have. Now u can also contain only 2 bits, that is 1 and 0, similar to the x. Now we will try to expand this formula. 0 comma 0, h of 0 comma 0 will be 1 by n, that is 1 by 2. Pi I equal to n value is 1, so 1 minus 1 there, that pi value is 0 to 0 means there is no need of any multiplication. And similarly minus 1 whole power bi of x. What is the value of bi of x? This I will have a value b naught and b naught. Only one value we have for I. I will be, I can see I equal to 0 to n minus 1. So I equal to 0 to 1 minus I is only 0 here in this first case. So that means b0 of x and This one is B, n is nothing but 1, right? N is 1. 1 minus 1, 0. And 0 minus 0, again it is 0. So B0 of U. So that means B0 of X, B0 of U. B0 of X value, here X value is 0. And U value, B0 of U value is also 0. Because we are calculating H of X comma U, that is 0 comma 0. That's why B0 of 0 and B0 of 0, that is 0 into 0. So minus 1 whole power 0 into 0 is nothing but 1. So 1 by 2 into plus 1 will be plus 1 by 2. Next, H of 0 comma 1, which is equal to 1 by 2. I equal to 0 to 1 minus 1. Again here I value is 0. So minus 1, B0 of X and B n minus 1 minus I of U, that is also B0 of U. So here B I of X will be B0 of X and B n minus 1 minus I of U will be B0 of U. And X value is 0, U value is 1. That's why B0 of 0 and B0 of 1. So therefore, minus 1 whole power 0 into 1. Again, it is plus 1 only, plus only. So we will get plus 1 by 2. Now, similarly, we have to calculate for the H1, H of 1 comma 0 also. Now observe the H of 1, 1. So in this case, 1 by 2 by I equal to 0 to n minus 1 minus 1 whole power Bi of X into H of 1, 1, which is equal to 1 by 2 by I equal to 0 to n minus 1 minus 1 Bi of X B n minus 1 minus I of U, which is equal to 1 by 2 minus 1 whole power B0 of 1, B0 of 1. That is B0 of 1 value, that means B0 of X value, when X equal to 1 means its value 1 only. And B0 of U value, B0 of U value when U equal to 1 is 1 only. So 1 by 2 minus 1 whole power 1 into 1, that is minus 1 whole power 1 is nothing but a minus 1. And minus 1 into 1 by 2 will be minus 1 by 2. So we are getting the Walsh transform kernel for n equal to 2 is W 2 by 2, which is equal to plus 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2. And now we will try to examine one of the note analyzing the Walsh transform kernel. The value for every entity holds the same magnitude 1 by n, but only the difference between them is a sign. Okay, so we can represent the Walsh transform kernel for n equal to 2 as simple Walsh transform kernel representation is this one. And outside we need to write 1 by 2. I forgot to write this 1 by 2 here. Here is a 1 by 2. And plus minus is the normal representation of any Walsh transform. Here is a shortcut method to find the sign changes. Okay, so write the binary representation of X and write the binary representation of U in reverse order. Check for the number of overlappings of ones between X and reverse order of U. If the number of overlappings of ones is positive, 0 sign change, 0, then the sign is positive, even then the sign is positive, and the number of overlappings of ones is odd, then the sign is negative. And this procedure you can understand by taking a simple example. See this one. For calculating H of 0 comma 0, X value is 0, binary representation, U value is also 0. And we need to calculate the number of overlappings between X and U. In the X there is no one value, in U also there is no one value. So there is no need of any reverse question also, because only one bit it's not possible to write in reverse order if we are having only one bit. The reverse order means suppose 1 0. The reverse order is 0 1. Okay, so we need to write the reverse order for U, but here only one bit we have, so it is somewhat difficult to understand this reverse order. So for this there is no 1, so no overlapping. That means the number of overlappings of ones is 0, so that means the sign is positive, because as per the condition, number of overlapping of ones is 0 means the sign is positive. Similarly, we are considering h of 0 comma 1. U x equal to 0 and u equal to 1, and there is no 1 in x, and here also the number of overlappings is 0. Overlapping of ones is 0, therefore sign change is positive. In case of 1 0 also sign change is positive. Now observe the last one, h of 1 1, x equal to 1, u equal to 1, and u value 1, and even though you, if you write in reverse order, it will be same only, and the overlapping of ones is one time, because only one time overlapping occurs between the ones. So odd overlapping, so sign is negative. That's why we are getting minus 1 by 2 for the h of 1 1. Now similarly we will try to calculate Wash transform kernel for n equal to 4. Okay, for n equal to 4 means it has a 4 rows and 4 columns, and the number values are x values 0 0 1 2 3, and for u value also 0 1 2 3, and n equal to capital N equal to 4 is given. So n equal to 4 means we can represent the 4 as a 2 power 2 we can represent, but that means number of bits that is 2, small n will be 2. So every for example 0 can be represented with 2 bits 0 0, 1 will be represented with 0 1, 2 will be represented with 1 0, 3 will be 1 1, like that we need to represent. So x value 0, u value 0. When x equal to 0, u equal to 0, because h of 0 0 we need to calculate. Its binary representation is 0 0, because with the 2 bits we need to represent. U value also 0 0. In reverse order also same value 0 0. So number of overlappings of ones in this case is 0. So sign is positive. So in case of 0 comma 1, x value 0, u value 1. So binary representation will be x representation is 0 0, u representation is 0 1, and in reverse order we can examine the reverse order. How to write the reverse order here? U value 1. So 0 1 is a binary representation. Its reverse order will be 1 0. Now we will examine the number of overlappings of ones, and in x there is no number, there is no 1, so there is no question of overlapping in this case. So 0 overlapping, sign is positive. 0 comma 2, here also sign is positive. 0 overlapping, 0 overlapping, sign is positive. 0 overlapping, sign is positive. Yes, here we will try to concentrate on h of 1 comma 2, because here x value 1, u value 2. Okay, because h of x comma u we are going to calculate here, h of x comma u. So that means x equal to 1, u equal to 2. So 1 can be represented as a binary form 0 1, and 2 can be represented in binary form 1 0. In reverse order we need to write u value 0 1. So 1 overlapped with 1 overlapping, that is odd number of overlapping, therefore sign is negative. Similarly for 1 3, x is 1 and u is 3. So x equal to 1, binary representation is 0 1, u equal to 1 1, binary u equal to 3, its binary representation is 1 1. So in reverse order 1 1 will be 1 1 only. So the number of overlappings in this case is 1, that is odd number of overlappings, so sign is negative. Similarly in case of h of 2 comma 0, x value equal to 2, its a binary representation is 1 0, and u value equal to 0, its binary representation is 0 0. In reverse order 0 0 will be 0 0 only. So the number of overlappings in this case is 0. So sign is positive. So in case of h of 2 comma 1, x equal to 2, u equal to 1. X value is 1 0 and u value is 0 1 in binary representation. In reverse order its value is 1 0. Here the number of overlappings will be only 1, that is odd number of overlapping, that means sign is negative. So in this manner we have to calculate all sign changes for n equal to 4. So for n equal to 4, if we see the Wash transform kernel, or we can say basis, kernel function is also called as a basis function. So Wash transform kernel or basis function for the Wash transform for n equal to 4 will be, you can write like this: w4 equal to plus 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 minus minus plus minus plus minus plus minus minus plus, or you can write plus 1 by 4 plus 1 by 4 plus 1 by 4 plus 1 by 4, and plus second row plus 1 by 4 plus 1 by 4 minus 1 by 4 minus 1 by 4, and third row plus 1 by 4 minus 1 by 4 plus 1 by 4 minus 1 by 4. At the fourth row, plus 1 by 4 minus 1 by 4 minus 1 by 4 plus 1 by 4. So like that, we can write the Wash transform kernel for n equal to 4. So similarly, for n equal to 8 also, we can define the Wash transform kernel. For any number, we can find out the Wash transform kernel. Suppose for n equal to 8. So capital N equal to 8 means it can be written as 2 power 3. That means each x value can be represented with 3 bits, and y value also should be represented with 2 bits. And here one thing you have to identify. Till now we define only Wash transform kernel we derived for one-dimensional case. Suppose how to define the Wash transform kernel for the two-dimensional case. For example, let us consider the two-dimensional kernel. What is two-dimensional kernel? G of x comma y u comma v equal to 1 by root n. So pi I equal to 0 to n minus 1 minus 1, and here is some x terms, u terms, and y terms, v terms. So we need to separate as a one dimension. So that means not a one dimension in one direction, in other direction. That means in x direction we can say in x direction, or in y direction we can say. And here it is a mistake, g2 y comma v. Here it is z1 x comma u, and it is a g2 y comma v. It is actually g2 y comma v. So g1 g2, g1 of x comma u, g2 of y comma v, we need to find out separately. Similar to that of our procedure, earlier procedure, whatever the procedure we have, the same procedure we need to follow, and we need to write tables like this for one dimension. So this is for the x direction. For x and u value, we will get totally 8 into 8 number of sign changes. For u, for v and y also we will get the same, because we need to derive for the x, and the same value will be appear for the y also. You can see both the tables, whatever the contents which are present in the first table are present in the second also. So one dimensional, two dimensional. So two times we need to write the same thing. That is two dimensional will get. Okay. So the first one is the basis or basis function or the kernel function for the x comma u, and second one is for g2 of y comma v. Okay. And here x values are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and u values also. And x value is 0. First 0 can be represented with the binary represented 3 bits, 0, 0, 0, because n equal to 8 means 2 power 3. So next x value 1 can be represented with the 3 bits, 0, 0, 1, and next 2, 0, 1, 0, 3, 0, 1, 1, 4, 1, 0, 0. So 5, 1, 0, 1, 6, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1 is the 7. Like that we need to represent, and we need to calculate the number of sign changes between x and u. The same sign changes will appear for the v and y also. So same sign changes we can write in the second box. Okay, so this is about Wash transform. So Wash transform is a very important topic. We should be able to derive the Wash transform kernel for n equal to 2, n equal to 4, similarly n equal to 8, if possible n equal to 16. Okay. So next our topic will be Hadamard transform. This Hadamard transform is also consisting of the kernel like Wash transform. The basis function of the Hadamard transform is also like a +1 and -1 like Wash transform. The kernel of 1D Hadamard transform will be a g of x comma u equal to 1 by n minus 1 whole power summation I equal to 0 to n minus 1 ba of x into ba of u. This is the forward Hadamard transform kernel, and the 1D Hadamard transform of f of x can be defined as h of u equal to 1 by n summation x equal to 0 to n minus 1 f of x minus 1 whole power summation I equal to 0 to n minus 1 ba of x into ba of u, where capital N equal to 2 power small n. Small n is the number of bits. Okay. So similarly, the inverse 1D Hadamard transform can be defined as f of x equal to summation u equal to 0 to n minus 1 h of u minus 1 whole power summation I equal to 0 to n minus 1 bi of x into bi of u. So this is the 1D Hadamard transformation kernel. We can also simply extend the relationship to the two-dimensional Hadamard transform for f of x comma y will be h of u comma v, which is equal to 1 by n summation x equal to 0 to n minus 1, summation y equal to 0 to n minus 1 f of x comma y minus 1 whole power, summation I equal to 0 to n minus 1 bi of x, bi of u plus bi of y plus bi of y into bi of v. X values are 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on, n minus 1, and v values will be 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on, n minus 1. And major application for this ADMA transformation will be data encryption and data compression. And the 2D inverse ADMA transform can be defined as f of x comma y, which is equal to 1 by n, summation I equal to 0 to n minus 1, summation v equal to 0 to n minus 1, h of u comma v, and pi I equal to 0 to n minus 1 whole power, bi of x into bi of u plus bi of y into bi of v. Similar to that of the wash transform kernel, we can also apply the suburbility condition here in the case of ADMA transformation. G of x comma y comma u comma v, which is equal to g1 of x comma u into g2 of y comma v, which is equal to h1 of x comma u into h2 of y comma v, where g of x comma y comma u comma v equal to 1 by n minus 1 whole power, summation I equal to 0 to n minus 1 bi of x into bi of u plus bi of y into bi of v. And the ADMA transform of an image, simply we can define like this: G equal to A into F into A. F is an image, A is the ADMA transformation matrix of size 1 by root n HQQ, n equal to dimension of the image. The basic ADMA transformation will be H2 by 2. 2 by 2, that means Q equal to 2 by 2. That means 1, 1, 1 minus 1 is the basic matrix for the ADMA transformation. The ADMA transformation matrix of higher dimension can be represented like this. For example, H2n. So H2n will be H2n. That means Hn will be written in terms of 2 rows and 2 columns. That means Hn, Hn, Hn minus Hn. For example, H4. H4 will be written as H2 by 2. So H2 by 2 means H2 matrix in 2 rows, 2 columns. That means H2, H2, H2 minus H2. And we know the H2 value will be 1, 1, 1 minus 1. Another H2 value will be 1, 1, 1 minus 1. 1, 1, minus 1 minus 1. And last one minus H2. Actually H2 means 1, 1, 1 minus 1. So here already minus 1 is there. That's why minus, minus, minus 1, minus 1, minus 1, plus 1. So like that we can compute any ADMA transformation matrix. So generally this what are the product here we are using, that is called Kronecker product. This is the symbol. We are not following a normal like a normal product. It is a separate product representation. Kronecker product representation. Okay. Inverse ADMA transformation can also be obtained by using this simple equation: F equal to AT into G into AT. Here is one example. This is F is given as G equal to A into F into A, and A will be 1 by root n HQQ, 1 by root 2, because the image that is given is a 2 by 2. That's why H2 by 2. So 1 by root 2, 2 by 2 value it is 1, 1, 1 minus 1. And we are multiplying this 1 by root 2, 1, 1, 1 minus 1 with our original image 2, 2, 2, 1. So we are getting the G as a 1 by 2. It is minus plus 7, 1, 1 minus 2. Sorry, minus 1. And the inverse also we can find out, and the inverse will be the same. What are the image we are getting? The same image we are getting. What are the image that is given? The same image we are getting in the inverse. Next, coming to the another important transformation technique is a hair transform. It is one of the image transform we have. The basis of hair transform consisting of elements plus 1, minus 1, and 0. And previously we have plus 1, minus 1. Now here we have another additional element that is 0. And these kernels of hair transform is generated by using the following procedure. There is a 4-point procedure. With that 4-point procedure, we can able to generate hair transformation. Generally, this hair transform is used in one of the major applications, that is image compression application. So first of all, we need to find out what is the order. So order n we need to find out capital N, and let n small n equal to log of capital M. and we need to find out the order for the Laplace transform kernel. Determine the value of P and Q. P ranges from 0 to n minus 1. If P equal to 0, then Q equal to 0 or Q equal to 1. Else 1 less than equal to Q less than equal to 2 power P. Determine the value of K using K equal to 2 power P plus Q minus 1 and Z equal to 0 by n, 1 by n, 2 by n and so on, n minus 1 by n. The last step is if K equal to 0, then H of Z equal to 1 by root n. Otherwise, it will be 1 by root n, 2 power P by 2 minus 2 power P by 2, and the limitation will be Q minus 1 by 2 power P less than equal to Z less than equal to 2 minus 1 by 2 divided by 2 power P, and Q minus 1 by 2 by 2 power P less than equal to Z less than equal to Q by 2 power P. For example, we will try to calculate what is the Hare basis for n equal to 2. N equal to 2 means small n will be log base 2 of 2, which is equal to 1. That means we have a value of n, that is 1. So P value will be 0 to n minus 1, that means P value will be 0. Okay, 0 to 0, that means P value will be 0. If P equal to 0, then Q equal to either 0 or 1. We need to calculate the value for the K. K value will be 0 if Q equal to 0, and K value will be 1 if Q equal to 1. That's why P value always 0, 0, because here we are getting only one value for the P. So P equal to 0, Q value 0, Q value 1. So P equal to 0, 0, Q value will be 0, 1. When Q equal to 0, K value will be 0. The Q equal to 1, K value will be 1. Now in this case, Z will be 0 by n, 1 by n, and so on, n minus 1 by n. That means 0 by 2, 2 minus 1 by 2, and which is equal to 0 comma 1 by 2. So we are getting 0 comma 0.5. So Z value will be 0 comma 0.5. When K equal to 0, H of Z equal to 1 by root, and that is 1 by root 2. So we calculate one value for K equal to 0. Next, for K equal to 1, we need to apply these conditions. In these conditions, again, we need to use this Z value. Z value will be either 0 and 0.5. Okay. Now, now K equal to 1, P equal to 0, Q equal to 1. The boundary conditions will be, these are the boundary conditions: 0 less than equal to Z less than equal to 1, Z less than 1 by 2, 1 by 2 less than equal to Z less than 1 are the boundary conditions. Now Z equal to 0, Z equal to 0 is in the first boundary condition. Okay, it is in the first boundary condition. So if it is in the first boundary condition, its value is 2 power P by 2, 2 power P by 2, 2 power 0 by 2. Okay, so 2 power 0 by 2. That means 1 by root 2, 2 power 0 by 2 into 1 by root 2. Next, Z equal to 0.5 will be in the second interval. So in this case, its value equal to, so what is the second interval? Minus 2 power P by 2. Minus 2 power, here P by 2, P value is 0 only. So 0 by 2. So minus 2 whole power 0 by 2 will be minus, it will be minus 1 only. Minus 1 whole power, sorry, minus 2 whole power 0, that means 1 only. So 1 into 1 by root 2, again we are getting 1 by root 2 only. Okay. So minus 2 power P by 2. 2 power P by 2, that is 2 power 0 by 2 with 1. 1 into minus 1 is minus 1. Minus 1 into 1 by root 2 will be minus 1 by root 2. So now this is the basis function for n equal to 2. Similarly, we can also calculate the Hare basis function for n equal to 4 with this table. And P equal to 0, Q equal to 0. P equal to 0 means Q equal to 1. P equal to 1 means Q equal to 1. And P equal to 1 means Q equal to 2. And the K value will be 0, 1, 2, 3. And Z values will be 0, 1 by 4, 1 by 2, 3 by 4. And we need to find out the value of HK of Z. So by substituting Z equal to 0, Z equal to 0, we need to find out the limits and what is the value of kernels. These are the values of kernel: 1 by root 4, 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 minus 1 by root 4, minus 1 by root 4, square root of 2 by root 4, minus square root of 2 by root 4, 0, 0, 0, 0, root 2 by root 4 minus root 2 by root 4. So we can take 1 by root 2 outside. So 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, minus 1, minus 1. So these are the basis function kernel values of n equal to 4. In case of n equal to 4, pair basis kernel value. Similarly, for n equal to 8 also we can compute like this. This is the table for n equal to 8. Okay. You can see for n equal to 8. So this is the calculation. This calculation we have to do. So this is the matrix for n equal to 8. This is the kernel, here kernel. 8 equal to. So these are the because n equal to 8 means 8 by 8. 8 rows and 8 columns. We have elements. We need to find out all the elements. Next, coming to the SVD transform, and SVD transform is a singular value decomposition SVD, which is used for the image restoration, compression, and object recognition. The SVD transform of an image can be written as G equal to SVD of A. And the SVD mother transform the given image A into the product U into S into V power minus 1. Here, generally, SVD refactor the image into matrices. The image can be a square image, otherwise the image and its transpose are multiplied to make it a square image. Let us assume that the given image has n rows and n columns, then the image A can be written as A equal to U into S into V power minus 1, where U is the matrix, which is the m by m orthogonal matrix. The column vector forms an orthogonal set, and Ui transpose into Uj, which is equal to delta Ij, which is equal to 1 for I equal to j, and equal to 0 for I not equal to j. Generally, in singular value decomposition, SVD transformation, we will use the singular values. We need to find out these singular values: sigma 1, sigma 2, sigma 3, and so on, sigma n. And this matrix is called orthogonal matrix S. Okay, and we can say that it is a singular valued matrix. The matrix V is an n by n orthogonal matrix, and its column forms an orthogonal matrix S, whose dimensions are m by n with the singular values, and these are the singular values. So lambda 1, lambda 2, and so on, lambda n are the singular values. The square root of the eigenvalues from the diagonal of S, singular values are unique. U and V matrices are not unique and are calculated as a eigenvalues of A inverse and A inverse A respectively. So the image A can be represented as A equal to, like this in singular values, image A can be represented as sigma 1 U1 V1 transpose, sigma 2 U2 V2 transpose, like that. Where R is the generally the rank of the singular valued matrix. Similarly, just for the purpose of understanding what is KL transformation. KL transformation is also called as a Hartley transformation, or we can also call as a Karahan-Loewy transform. Okay. Karahan-Loewy transform. So if x equal to x1, x2, and so on xn. So this is x1, x2, x3 is a random vector, group of random vectors. So let us consider a group of random vectors of the form x equal to x1, x2, and so on xn. The mean vector of the set of the random the mean vectors of the set of random vectors is defined as mx equal to expected value of x. So in KL transformation, we need to calculate the mean vectors of a set of random vectors. So these are the covariance value. Cx equal to expectation of x minus mx, x minus mx whole power t. The mean value mx, the covariance value is cx. So these values we need to calculate for the elements which are present in this random vector. For x1, we need to find out the mean value. For x2, we need to find out the covariance value. Okay. And these are some of the properties of air transformation. The air transform is a real and orthogonal. The air transform is a very fast. The complement O. The operations on n by 1 vector. The mean vector of the air matrix is sequential order. It has a poor energy deal for images. These are some of the properties of DCT. Okay, you can study what are the properties of DCT and some of the properties of our KL transformation. So I gathered all these information for the purpose of understanding only. They are not a part of exact our syllabus, but we have to know at least some property.
This is the Slam transform, and this is the matrix for that is used for the Slam transformation. The properties of Slam transformation, and similarly properties of SVD. Okay. So in our image transformation, we need to mainly concentrate on the DFT. What is DFT? Discrete Fourier transformation in two-dimensional case. Similarly, wash transform kernel, how to find out the wash transform kernel, and DCT, discrete cosine transformation. I was posted one video on DCT. And then hair matrix we need to find out. So these are very, very important topics. Hair matrix is important. Wash transform kernel is important. The DCT is important. The two-dimensional DFT calculation is important. Properties of two-dimensional DFT is very, very important. So please go through these 4 topics. The two-dimensional discrete Fourier transform, the wash transform, DCT transform, the hair transform. So these are enough for examination point of view. Okay, thank you.